Recording in progress.
Sounds like a signal from outer space.
It was
It's
Becky.
Becky, yeah. Becky, I'm not sure what's going on, but you've got some interesting sounds.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So did we. Saw.
What are we doing today?
We're doing hoops for life.
Hoops for life.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Which only partly has to do with hoops.
Right. And why? I mean, now I forgot what it stands for. So, y'all in family, no. Lifting, what was it?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Has that's an acronym.
LYF.
Yeah.
Hey, Alvy, do you know if our guest is going to need to share screens?
Not off the top of my head. I would presume that's a yes, but that's a presumption.
Oops, for mine. Okay, here it is. Let's see what it says. Oh, acronym, low income youth. So, okay, let's see.
That's not the acronym, I don't think.
Here it says.
I trust whatever you were doing was good
Last week?
last week.
Oh, man, yeah. We ate, we rested. We went to church. We went to Church of the Advocate.
Did you?
Mhm.
Good.
It was good.
Where were you?
Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
Nothing too extravagant. We stayed in a really neat handmade home that it's kind of been put together like a puzzle almost.
Really?
Yeah, and no central heat or air, so they had a wood stove.
Oh, wow.
It's great.
Was it out in the country?
Mhm. Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. And I told Barbie, and all we did was really just rest. And if we had tried to do that at home, our
Mhm,
home
mhm.
It wouldn't have happened.
would have happened. We would have done.
No, sure, you would have done yard work or
Yeah,
something else.
something.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know about that house.
What?
I mean, it was not in the tent, it was in the town, it was out in the county, right?
Yeah.
It's out in the county.
You don't have any
Chapel Hill.
pictures of it?
I didn't take any pictures.
So,
Oh, the architect.
None. I'll tell you
It's like
a
an
story.
old house, a very old house that had kind of been added and added and added to. I can show you some pictures. Just not want to do that while we're online.
Well, welcome everyone. We're still, I guess, waiting for folks to log in. That extra amount of daylight hasn't really kicked in for people's sleep habits, yours truly included. Our guest has not arrived yet, and nor has well, Julie just got here. Hey, Julie.
where is Drew? Drew is in the parking lot.
Good morning, everybody.
We were just talking about you, sweetheart, in the best way possible.
Good to know. Is
We're
Brittany
still
here?
waiting for. No, she has not arrived yet.
Okay. I asked her to log in a little bit early in case there were some technical problems, so I hope she's not having issues.
Mm.
And either. I mean,
She's very excited to be joining us. She feels honored, she told me.
well, we felt honored to have her. So
Let me shoot her a quick text and make sure things are okay.
Okay.
well, while we are waiting, I want to thank everyone for, I believe this is week 3 of our sessions. We have a few more to go. If you have missed any of our previous sessions, you've missed some wonderful information. And by the grace of God and YouTube, I've been binge watching the past sessions. Because there were It's that good. So if you have not had a chance to fully engross yourself in all of the wonderful information that we've had for the past 2 weeks, then please visit the St. Anne's YouTube channel that our videos are posted there, and just engross yourself in all that wonderful information. Like I said, I've been binge watching for like the past couple of weeks. So.
I may be delayed getting this one posted today because of how the rest of the day looks, so it might be until late this evening I'll be able to post this one.
That's fine. Something this great is worth the wait.
See, it's like I can get the first half here,
Mhm.
and then I have to turn into the second half.
Chapters.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm wondering if while we're waiting, I could ask a question.
Yes.
So our Winston-Salem Pride is coming up in June.
Oh.
And it happens to be happening on the same day as Juneteenth celebrations.
Mm.
Yeah, and I'm curious as to how we should approach that.
That's not probably.
I'm not even going to try to answer that because I know where my heart lies,
Right.
and that is personally. So yeah.
I don't.
There's a movement to have Pride move just be in October, but
Mhm.
I'm a little reluctant to go to Pride if it means we're taking resources away from the Juneteenth
Yeah,
celebration.
I don't. I was going to say.
I
June,
agree.
why
Well,
did they
one
do it in
Well,
June?
if I'm not mistaken, they used to have the Pride Parade the same weekend as Winston-Salem State's homecoming, which is always in either October or the first weekend in November. So I'm presuming that was one of the reasons why they moved it to June. And of course, June is known as National Pride Month, so that only makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's I think no matter what any organization does in trying to plan an event, you're going to lock horns with another event, especially living here in Winston-Salem. We may call ourselves a big city, but let's just be honest.
Yeah.
We're a small town with big city attitude.
So I just think that's something that outreach and we need to have some thoughtful prayer and conversation about before we commit to something.
Yeah.
Is it possible?
Yes.
I'm sure that it's something to think about.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
Thanks.
Alvy, Brittany says she's logging on. Is anybody looking for her?
I'm looking in the chat. I don't, unless she's calling in, I don't see her as of right now.
Okay, I've asked her to send me an email address so I can shoot her a direct link like from our bulletin. Because I sent her the meeting ID and the passcode and all that, but I didn't have the direct link. We've been texting.
Right.
Well, I thank you for everyone for your patience while we get started this morning. Like I said, something as great is worth the wait. And this is just, that sweet, sweet spirit telling all of us we should be in the room together. That's all.
We are in the room together.
The Zoom room, that's all.
My daughter likes
Nice, sweet spirit. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Somebody was saying.
I was just saying, frankly, it was kind of nice that the sweet spirit let us get up a little later and still participate.
Yeah. Trust me, I would, with this whole debate about daylight savings and standard time, if I can get the extra hour of sleep and the extra 2 hours of sunlight for a long sunset walk, I'm all for it.
Can I just come in here for a minute to tell you, Brittany says she's on the call and she's talking, but she doesn't think anyone can hear her. Help. I don't know how to help her.
I see her phone over here, but yeah, I don't.
Yeah, she's phoning in. Yeah.
She's
Here,
on it.
I'm gonna unmute her, or I'm gonna ask to unmute.
Okay.
So I asked her to unmute.
Star six.
Um, I,
Hello?
hi.
Hey,
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was talking, but nobody could hear me. Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank
Thank
you.
y'all for allowing me to come in and speak with y'all this morning. I appreciate it.
Oh, we appreciate you, sweetheart. Welcome. Well, if you are ready, we are definitely ready. Julie, would
Okay.
you like to do the honors, Julie?
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, I thought, okay, yes. So I'm very happy to introduce to everyone on the call, Brittany Ward, who is a co-founder of Hoops for Life, which is an organization that's been around since, I didn't take any notes. Brittany, 2008, is that right?
2014. We're getting ready to celebrate 8 years.
2014. Okay, she and her brother co-founded the organization after as they were graduating from Winston-Salem State University, and it is an organization dedicated to youth and improving their situations. And Brittany, I think that maybe I'll just let you take it from there. We're so happy you're with us.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, so me and my brother thought it'd be a great idea to provide youth and families with resources. And since then, resources have changed drastically. At first, it started off just focusing on strictly basketball. But I quickly found out that, without education, passing the SAT, get prepared for college, it was, pointless to have them having kids training and not have the educational part component to it to get them to the next level. So we added on education part. So we have the summer enrichment program that's roughly 10 to 12 weeks. Now it's looking more like 12 weeks. We have the after school enrichment that's roughly 38 weeks, 38 to 40 weeks, depending on the school year. I think they are going to get out on time, June 9th. We have a STEM program where they learn everything about STEM through Legos. We have the 3D printer. And they get to, just that exposure in the STEM-related career fields. Just recently, we have introduced a pre-K, a reading ready program. So our little pre-Ks to basically second grade, they get like extra help or exposure to reading, to classroom readiness. So we have partnered with Forsyth Tech in Winston-Salem State. Forsyth Tech provides like early education candidates. They come work with our students and our families, getting them reading ready. Basically, it's like real one-on-one tutoring through song and dance for our pre-Ks. The older kids, they get help with the homework. And you can stop me at any time. I could keep going and going. But we have, I will say, like one of our most, like during the pandemic, we were able to help with rent and utility assistance, food and PPE. And as those funds dwindle, they are dwindling down. We are seeing like a even more now need for that support in those areas, and also transportation as a real barrier for our youth and families. Right now, we serve 10 to 15 daily. With transportation, we could easily, add an additional 10 to 15 youth and families. We had a bus. It caught on fire as I picked it up from a shop on Davidson County line. So we have experienced a lot of hardship, but I know that nothing without hardship is, you're just going to expect that in your journey. But we're still here. We're still committed to youth and families, providing resources. We have received funding from the Winston-Salem Foundation, the City of Winston-Salem, churches in our community, and hopefully we hope to get continued support from our community partners, and that's what brings me here today. So on the 24th of this month, we will be celebrating 8 years of service to youth and families in Winston-Salem, Forsyth County, and surrounding areas.
Congratulations. My name is
Thank you.
Faith Lockwood, and I'm just so impressed by all the components you put together in your program. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Brittany, could you talk to us a little bit more about the after-school program and the STEM program? Those are two in particular that kind of stood out to me.
Yeah. So we have the after-school program. We are currently located at Carver School Road Library, and it's one of those spaces that are just underutilized, and it's like a perfect fit without the gym. We're really looking for a space with a gym that we're able to continue to develop skills in basketball as it relates to life. So real life problem solving through basketball is how I teach it. So at Carver School Road Library, kids arrive. Well, some of my kids get there about 2:40, 2:45. And right now we are servicing youth from Quality Education, Quality Institute. We have Old Town Elementary. These Old Town Elementary, those particular kids get dropped off because we don't provide transportation at this time. So we have Speech Elementary. We have Appalachian Academy that we're serving. We have Ashley Elementary and Carver High School. Those are the schools, I call them our feeder schools our kids come from. All of our kids get dropped off except for about 3 or 4. And so they walk across the street. What day and at Hoops for Life and the after school program consists of getting a snack at the school. We can't actually eat inside of the library, so we're like outside scuffing down a snack because we don't know about coming into an after school program or seeing a child after school. They're starving. So we have snack time. Sometimes it's more than a snack. It's a meal. So we try to, woo them in by just feeding them out of love. After that, they are, depending on what the day is, they might have a craft activity. The great thing about being at the library is that I'm not alone providing resources. The children's librarian, Zach, is amazing. So he prepares craft noon activities. Along with the library schedule, we just like squeeze in different things. So we have like Ozobot, that's teaching technology inside of that as well. So Ozobot is Ozobots are teaching my youngest kids how to computer programming through coding. So they're actually learning coding at a really, really young age. So that some of those equipment was purchased through the Black Philanthropy Initiative grant that we received for STEM. So we were able to purchase those and to teach coding. So we might do, a workshop, Ozobot workshop, and have them Ozo certified, a certificate at the end. You're saying that they completed the course. Also, I left out one major point, I'm sorry. So when we're doing intake with our kids, with our youth and families, they fill out an application, but it's more so to understand what is going to be our plan for helping our youth and families get to the next level, or get to the next grade level, or whatever goals that they're setting. So we do an intake where we're discussing goals, like short-term, long-term, and immediate goals with them. We're looking at report cards, so we're looking at every subject. We're looking at conduct, and we're most importantly, we're identifying the youth is identifying what goals that they want to accomplish for themselves. I believe in self-efficacy, and I try to embed that into their everyday life. So when we're, a part of that program, and they know and they want it, it makes it that much easier to accomplish together. So after we sign off on the goal worksheet, the youth, they sign, the parent signs, and then I sign. So they receive a copy. We have a copy. We have copies of report cards, progress reports, and all of these make up the folder that the child will receive daily at Hoop Select. So if they don't have homework, they have a folder specifically catered to them. So if it's like handwriting, we need to work on, writing things. We need to work on math or, science. We can, quickly identify that, go back to that. We can use, again, the children's librarian to pull different books for them of their interest to help them build on getting ready to take that test, the third grade reading proficiency test is a test. So really it's really like an IEP, a personalized plan, individual plan that gets them ready. We also are big on building relationships. Anytime our parents, our youth can come and just talk to us about real life issues, what's going on in the household. You don't have food, you don't have whatever. We try to either solve it or directly connect them with other organizations or churches that have resources for them. The STEM program, again, so we have Ozos. We teach a lot through Legos. They love Legos. Legos is used to teach everything. We use it in math. We use it in science. We use it, in our everyday life. It's like a table toy. So at any given time, it'll turn into a Lego workshop where we're just asking them to build and create and to critically think about different things to get them, again, ready for the real world. So we see these results, an increase in, the classroom, whether it be like improving a grade or in conduct, where it's just, having like 180 from some of the children, from some of the youth that are in the program, because we're using different techniques to work, like, again, individually. Some have behavioral modifications, some have special needs, and that's fine. We're meeting them where they are at, get them to the next level, get them ready for life in general. So also a lot of those things, some of the things that are in their folders have nothing to do with school. They just have everything to do with what their beliefs are, or how they believe in themselves. And again, that is self-efficacy. So in the summer, we spend like at least a week on Ozzos. We spend a week on Lego STEM, or I'll use either or in the mornings just to get them awake, their brains, active, ready to learn, and they love it. So we are looking to build, to keep on building our STEM program by inviting, also we invite in like math science to come do workshops with them. They love math science. It's another nonprofit here in North Carolina, and it's like a party for science, and they don't even realize that they're really learning with all the fun that they're having. So that is one thing that we, coin with and bringing in when we're having our youth and families in and having them engaged. So we have parent engagement night where we're constantly getting feedback, like, charting their success, charting their growth, charting their, some of their failures. But they're able to see it themselves. And when they see it and when they believe it, it's amazing. It's totally different from someone just telling them about, their growth. But when they actually see it, it's so different. It's one of those golden moments, I think, when we're serving youth and families. So that's it.
Brittany?
Yes.
Hi, it's Faith again. What kind of help might we provide, either time or volunteering or money or things you need, or what kind of, how might we help?
We need assistance in a lot of different areas. So if I was to narrow it down into two, it would be volunteerism and it would be financial support. And for the volunteerism, it could be coming out to the after school program. And that is Monday through Friday. And it's from 3:30 to 5:30. And what we're getting ready to do now, we're getting ready to canvas different neighborhoods. So that looks like a Saturday morning from like 10 to 12, where we just go and canvas different neighborhoods. We have a sheet of paper that we fill out as we like go up to the different houses. It has like, the address, where you were at, who did you speak to? And then we're asking them, like, what do you need? Like, how can we help? How can we better help our community? And what do you want to see in your community? A lot of times, like, we found out that a lot of organizations don't ask the community what they need, and try to it again.
Continue, please. We were saying
were
that
agreeing.
sounds familiar.
Yes,
Yeah.
it sounds familiar.
I'm sorry. So we have we don't have a top to bottom approach. We have a bottom to top approach. So their feedback, their input is so important. So, that looks like a Saturday from 10 to 12. Again, just going out, meeting and greeting our community, seeing what they need. So those areas, sometimes it's different areas. We might say, hey, we're gonna tackle the Carver School Road community. We're only gonna take about 5 blocks, depending on how many people we have. So we might send out, I send them out 2 by 2, but the more the merrier. Or we might like canvas Castle Heights community. That is along the Carver School Road community. That's one of the communities along Carver School Road. Financially, financial support, we are seeking to hire, hold on, excuse me. We're seeking to hire or stipend additional support in the summer. The summer gets a little bit crazy. So we have about 25 youth and families that we're going to serve. And so it's going to be a lot more kids, a lot more mouths to feed, just all the chaos that comes with the summer. So to stipend just one person, we do, I don't have an exact number for our summer employees or our stipends in summer employees, but I can get that back to you. But roughly it looks like about $2,500 per person. So, so it's like $100 or $125 a week. And so we're roughly doing about 10 to 12 weeks. And it's looking more like 12 weeks because the previous summers, with them not returning back to school, they actually went in remote. So we just, continued our program and turned it into a remote learning program. But again, everything changes. We're just rolling with the punches and providing the services that our youth and families need. So, carving out that 10 to 12 week period, providing a stipend for someone, maybe $100, $125, and yes, that's how we're gonna do it.
Brittany,
Yes.
I don't know whether the United Way Place Matters grants still are around. Have you heard of that?
Yes, ma'am. We applied. I didn't actually we didn't receive funding.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. In October, I had a bad car wreck. We applied for the funds. Before that, I got it in, but the application process where we're actually having conversations with United Way, and I don't know if you're familiar with that process, but we were talking to not the board, but it is just people from the community.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, I fumbled a lot because I actually shouldn't have been on the call. I should have just let them handle it. But, I didn't. I tried to do everything myself, and we did not receive those fundings. But we submitted the applications to, receive those funds. It fit. It was a great fit. But again, we didn't receive those funds. Funding.
When's the next opportunity to apply?
I think they do it every 2 years, so we gotta wait a while to reapply, and they select people to apply. Anybody just can't apply for that. You gotta meet a certain criteria, in which we do fit. But again, fumbled in one of the interviews, or like a major interview to get funded. So that's how that went.
Do you have somebody that's helping you look for other grant money?
I do, but I can always, get some, if you have like funding sources that we should be applying for. I know somebody funding sources that we should be applying for. I would gladly accept that, kind of help, like any in-kind with like, or surrounding, like helping with grant finding, seeking grants, filling out grants.
Yeah,
Usually me, and then I send it to, the board to overlook and like. But I can't lie, we have received out of like 10 grants that we applied for, we only got denied 3. So
good for you. That's great. And that's so much work.
It's a lot of work.
oh yeah, it's a lot of work. I didn't even know it was gonna be this, but it is a lot of work. Like 30-page grant. I'm like, really?
Well, I think you're wonderful, and I'm going to let other people ask questions now and make comments.
Okay.
Yeah,
Linda, I see your hand up, sweetie.
it is. Yeah, hi, Brittany. I'm Linda Winnicott, and I just want to echo what Faith said, first of all, about how amazing what you're doing is and your focus on self-efficacy. I totally agree, is so important, that believing in themselves. Are you, and I may have missed this, you may have said this, are you a nonprofit with the 501c3 status?
Yes, ma'am. On the 24th, we will be celebrating 8 years.
So you do have nonprofit status, because I know the city of Winston-Salem is about to open funding, and they're calling it their transformative grants. So have you heard about that?
I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, they just did a kind of like a webinar last week, and I don't believe the grants are open yet. The application is open yet, but you look into that, because you might want to look into that, because it is for it's for nonprofits that are do transformative work, which is certainly what you do. So anyway, I wanted to just to suggest that.
Okay, thank you.
Brittany, my name is Alvi Dovali. I'm one of the co-chairs of the Outreach Committee at St. Anne's. And first and foremost, sweetheart, I have to applaud you and your family and your staff and your organizations for putting this great group together. I know the kids, when they come, they learn a lot. They truly enjoy themselves. But I want to go back just a bit. You said your current meeting space, if I'm not mistaken, is at the Carver Library, or is that the Recreation Center?
Oh, no, it's actually the library. So we're inside the library, so in the children's part. And,
okay, because your basketball component, which I love, I used to play basketball back in the day. I wish I would have kept up with it, but I'm gonna digress that issue for now. Have you tried to reach out to either Carver High School, because you are in their community, or even to any of the local recreation centers that actually have basketball courts? The one that I could think of off the top of my head in East Winston specifically is 14th Street Rec, to maybe use their facilities for your meetings and events. Look, I mean, they have a little bit larger facilities there at the rec centers, and would allow you to, at least let your, kids have their snack like indoors, especially on inclement weather days and stuff like that. Have you tried to reach out to any of those?
We are actually getting ready to start in April with like bringing back our workout sessions. So twice a week, from 6 to 8 will be our time. I think she said like $300 for the week. So but again, we have to do some crazy fundraising. So we're gonna do that at Haynes Hosiery Recreation Center. So that'll start in April. I have to do some paperwork, and but I will reach out to Carver School Road. I know it's been haywire since COVID. I can't even, with them allowing us into the school, being a liability, all that good stuff. But we do have insurances too. But again, those extra safety precautions due to COVID, have put us definitely in a weird space. But I'll reach back out to Carver School Road and see if we can work something out. Also, it is, believe it or not, it's like 7 or 8 gyms located along Carver School Road, just Carver School Road. But
Yeah.
I would prefer being at Haynes Hosiery Recreation Center. Yeah. So again, we're gonna look at that in April, and that is gonna be about $300 a week, but it'll be 2 days, so 6 to 8. Hopefully they can hang in and be good and tired and get good rest for the next day. That's what that is looking like. I love basketball, but believe it or not, it was football before basketball. I was the only girl in the state of North Carolina to play football for Parkland High School. So it was definitely football, my first love. So.
Brittany, my name is Corinne, and I'm a former basketball player, but I am also a middle school teacher and basketball coach. Yeah, I don't know if you know how the schools work in our county. You know, we have the staggered starts and staggered endings of classes. So middle school starts first, but gets out first. I know it wouldn't be an option during basketball season to use middle school gyms, but because we get out of school at 2 o'clock, all those middle school gyms are sitting empty from 2 o'clock until the next day. Have you ever looked at asking the local middle schools if you could use their gym space?
No, I haven't, but I will, reach out and make that connection. I think we are closer to Middle Spring.
Yes.
I know that you teach at Metal Art Middle School, so that is not near the community that you're trying to serve, but even the YMCA uses our gym. There's no fee because there's nobody there that has to unlock it. They have an outdoor entrance, indoor entrance. And they can use the locker rooms in the gym. They use it for like Y basketball games and things. So I know you have to ask the school directly. It's not the school system. It'd be the principal and the athletic director of that school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I got it. Got that jotted down. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And Brittany, I'm going to echo that. I know, like you said, Mineral Springs is closer to like that Carver High School zone and area where you're serving, but I would not want to overlook the original Atkins. Well, it was a high school back in the day, but it's now a middle school and actually hosts Winston-Salem Preparatory Academy that's on Cameron Avenue. That's within that East Winston community, because their basketball gym is huge.
You can get a lot of there.
Trust me, that was built like professional grade back in the day for like when Big House Games was coming up. And yeah, now I know I'm showing my age right now talking about that great man. But yes.
They have the high school schedule too. So their school is still in session when their middle school dismisses at normal time, but they still have the high school students there too, because they have middle and high there. So they wouldn't be on that same get out of school at 2 o'clock schedule at prep.
Yeah.
Okay.
45.
Yeah, and Brittany, I'm not sure. I have to do some digging, but I will gladly do it and get back to you. In regards to you guys wanting to use the Parks and Rec centers and having to pay that fee, because that, to me, I get it. There's both sides to every coin, and I get both sides. But let's flip to the one where you guys are a community organization and a nonprofit. To me, it just does not seem reasonable, if that's the right word,
I know that
for you guys to have to pay that fee.
Right, but I think it's about me charging. So if I charge like $10 per child, But I do that so I, can offset the cost in paying coaches. Because not everybody wants to be a volunteer. And some of the things I want to expose them to, they cost a fee. I would not want somebody who doesn't know anything about basketball being the only other coach that I rely on. So, I do want to provide that exposure to the next level with other coaches that are really coaching, in their field. They're good coaches. I can't get them all on voluntary. So, some things I have to pay for. But, with the city, we have a long history of, especially park and recreation, with just the utilization of it, and the cost of the fee. Because I was like, listen, I'm already funded by the city, so why would I have to pay back the money that y'all just funded me to help the youth and families? Listen, we can go all day about that. So,
Yes,
they're
honey,
not
we
gonna
could
budge,
have,
you know what I'm saying?
we could have
They're
a
gonna-
whole nother session about that.
We just fight all the time. It's a constant fight. And if you look at the programs that they have introduced over the last year or two, those are my programs, guys. Those are my exact programs. It's $10 a day. That program is $15 a day. They now have programs or day programs where if they're not in school, then the rec provides a program. That is my program. I used to hold the program in Parks and Recreation. But, we did not agree on, I was like, before I received funding, I was like, I can't afford to actually pay to be locked in to even pay $300 a week or pay my 20% because a lot of my parents don't even pay. Some of them pay, but some of them don't. You just have to, I don't know, you see one day, they might be able to, get some money or have some extra funds and they be like, here, purchase some snacks or do this, you know what I'm saying? But other weeks it might be a long drought, but to cover that, every week with inconsistent funds and then have to report it, I'm like, it's too much. I'm like, just let me get the space. They need numbers anyway to keep our recreation centers open. And at the end of the day, it's just a long love and hate relationship with Parks and Recreation. And I'm tired of fighting with them, for real.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Rightfully so.
I'm tired of fighting with them.
University
I
basketball.
was thinking we were on the same team. Like, I was like, but obviously we're not. So,
Brittany, have you reached out to the local university basketball teams, Wake Forest or Winston-Salem State, to ask about players coming to help coach those sessions?
No. So it's gonna start in April. So I am putting that together like as we speak. I do have a list of coaches that I do want to come in. And there are some heavy hitters, like they have coached Josh Howard, they have coached Harry Giles, and he's very reputable. Like we started at the same gym with some of the same issues through Parks and Recreation, and so.
Well, Athletes in Action at Wake Forest University would be a good resource. That I played basketball at Wake Forest, and we had to do community outreach stuff as athletes. But that program at the university has all of the athletes, not just basketball, but basketball and track and the baseball teams and lacrosse teams and field hockey and everything. But because it's a pro humanitate university, students have to give back to the community as part of our education. And so that would be a resource to reach out to get athletes to help volunteering with after school or helping with the coaching programs too.
You said, what is the name of the program?
Athletes in Action with Wake Forest University.
Oh, Athletes in Action. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, I think they, I've seen them in the community before. We used to go feed with the Hope trucks. I think that's it.
I
I definitely make that contact.
we always did the delivering the Christmas gifts for East Winston area, the Santa's helpers and all of those things. So that's the same program that would, I'm sure, be happy to provide athletes.
Yeah.
I know we work a lot with civic engagement, but we haven't worked with the athletes specifically before. So I'll definitely make contact. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
There I go. Thank you, Brittany, for coming and speaking with us today. Your organization is amazing and inspirational. Had I kept up with my basketball skills, I would definitely be honored to help you. But nobody wants to see me on the court right now. But
I would love to see you on the court, Albie.
We have a basketball team at St. Anne's.
That's right.
We got a 3-point shooter and a center.
I'm defense.
well, between all of y'all and my point guard skills, I do believe that we could probably do something, but that's a talk for another day. But does anyone, before we wrap up, have any other questions or discussions to discuss with Brittany? Brittany, again, thank you so much for presenting today.
Thank you. Oh, I forgot to mention. So in the summer, our day is crazy longer, and we start at like 8:30, and then we go to 3:30. So it goes from like 2 hours to a full 8 hours. So we're constantly moving, providing exposure, whether it be horseback riding or we are fishing. We're doing a fishing clinic, but it's just to get them that maximum exposure and get them ready for EOGs, with the reading comprehension part. So actually seeing stuff that they're actually reading about on the test, and that just improves test scores too. Being able to go to a form and actually know what a foul is. So a lot of it has to do with they don't know what. Horseback riding was fun though. They were super excited. I had one so excited that they didn't want to do horseback riding. I was like, man, you said you wanted to do this. So, kids.
Brittany, this is Stan Myberg, and when you mentioned fishing, it occurred to me that one organization that likes to help connect with people who are interested in fishing is the Yadkin River Keeper. I don't know if you've ever connected with that organization. They might be one to connect with.
You said they're called Yadkin
River Keeper.
Okay. Never heard of them. I will be reaching out.
Okay, and I can help if it's helpful. I can help make a connection there.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, they love fishing. We caught about 30-something fish. I think about 38. We went out to a ranch and they had fishing, horseback riding, all kind of other stuff. Yeah.
Thank you.
I know, mine too.
Hey, Brittany.
Yes.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right.
If you don't recognize his voice, Brittany, it's Bobby signing. You probably can't see him because you're over the phone.
Hey, Bobby.
Yeah.
How are you?
Hey, all right. Hadn't talked to you for a while. Good to hear from you.
Yes. Good to hear from you too.
Yeah.
Does anyone, before we wrap up again, have any other questions or discussions? Brittany, this has been awesome. We have to definitely applaud you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Like I was telling people before we signed in, something this great is worth the wait, and this was awesome.
You know what? I heard that, but I couldn't say anything. I heard.
once we all figure out how these technical glitches are going to work from like week to week, we won't have need for Zoom meetings as much as we do right now. But you're here. It was great. We love you. We're so happy to hear about your organization, and we will definitely be in touch with you with the plethora of resources that we can offer you in so many ways. If you want, that will, well, Julie and I have your contact information. We'll definitely share that with the group, and we'll definitely be in touch, because, like I said, if my skills were better, I would gladly coach your kids, but no.
Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all taking the time out to hear about the work that we're doing. And again, we are committed to our youth and families, and I appreciate your time.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming. Like I said, we'll definitely share Brittany's contact information with everyone. Check out the St. Anne's YouTube channel later on this week, because this great session will be posted there. And if that's all the news that's fit to print, may the Lord watch between me and thee. And I hope to see you guys in church today. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.
They have a great Facebook page.
Yeah.